Simply put, Something Underground is all about love.
Our message is love.
Love. We share more things in common than we do differences.
My name is Trevor Mariotti. I am the drummer.
Joshua Larson, and I play bass and sing.
Seth Larson. I play guitar and sing in the band Something Underground.
I would describe our sound, or kind of our music.
We jump all over the place from rock to reggae.
A little bit of hip hop, some pop, some folk.
We just call it rock and roll, roots rock.
So it's a pretty big mix of music, but all delivered with love.
I like playing in Something Underground. That's what I'm saying.
I see Something Underground playing to as many people as possible around the world.
Both creating music and performing it for people.
Deep gratitude and love that comes out with this energy.
And helping, bring people together.
So what started Something Underground? Where did you guys, get your start?
I think the original start was when Josh was born.
It's a good place to start.
It's a good place, yeah. I had been around on the planet for about 4 years and was born into a family that played music together. And by the time he was 2 years old, our whole family was playing music together. So our parents grew up together in a small town in Iowa. They played music together in high school. They got married at like the age of 19, had our sister in their mid-20s, who's 4 years older than we are. And by the time Josh was 2, that's when we all started this 5-piece band that we'd go to our church in Wisconsin and sing. So some of my earliest memories are of singing. I see pictures from like back in the day when Josh is just like, he's tiny, and he's up on stage. Just whether he was actually singing or not, I guess I don't remember that, but he was there.
Me either.
He was there, and we continued singing and playing music with our family. Grew up taking piano lessons, always singing in choir and singing in church and stuff. But our family was always kind of this group that would show up at church and sing, and there was like something special about that genetic, fusion of voices and energy. And at a certain point, Josh and I figured out that he and I could play as a duo. So I was playing guitar at that point, and all of a sudden we were doing like stuff like Extreme, More Than Words, and what else?
We're doing Metallica, Nirvana.
Right, all the stuff from like the early '90s, late '80s kind of stuff, singing that stuff. But then we separated. We ended up in different countries at some point, and then in different states.
You two?
Yep, yep. And all of a sudden, in 1998, we were both back in Colorado. He was here for school in Boulder, and I got transferred here on a job I was working from San Antonio to Denver. And right when we got back together, we were just like immediately started playing music, and shortly after the band formed. We started as a 5-piece in the year 2000, and within a year we had leaned down to 4 people and remained 4-piece for about the next 4 years.
Who was it that left the 5-piece to make it 4?
The original bass player, okay. Who actually, his name was Barry, really nice guy, and he was what he called himself was a bedroom shredder. A guy that would sit in his room to a click track and just, he was like a crazy technical guitar player. And he wanted to play in the band so bad. He's like, look, I'll play bass. I just want to play.
And he went and bought a bass amp, ended up being pretty instrumental in us getting our gear sense together, getting a PA and all that. And I think it just became, clear after a year, like bass wasn't his thing really, you know, and so it was pretty much about exactly a year
Yeah.
when we parted ways amicably. And
So this is about 99.
Well, no, it
Coming
would
up on
have been
2000?
2001 because our first gig was April 16th, year 2000 at the Soil Dove when it was on 20th and Market right across from Coors Field. And I guess after he left the band, then the guy that played cello in the band, his name was is still Todd Krieger. He lives back in San Antonio now, and he'd been a good friend of mine in San Antonio, and I got him a job up here, and he moved up here, and he played cello full time, but had always dabbled a little bit in bass. And when the bass player left, he took on that role, and so for I guess 4 years he played a lot of bass, but Josh and I would switch between bass so that he could play cello on songs as well. After 4 years with Todd, he left and went back to San Antonio, again amicably, and we were left with the decision to either cancel all of our summer gigs, hire some fourth person that we would have to audition and teach him all the parts, or we could pretty much just make it happen amongst ourselves. And I guess we felt that it made the most sense for Josh to take on the role of bass player, only because I'd been playing guitar longer. He had enough experience on bass.
he was a much better guitar player, and it just made sense.
Yeah, I was a different guitar player. Like he's an awesome guitar player. Like the style that he plays with is not like anybody else I've ever seen. And he still does play bass in the band, just not a ton. Like I'll play bass and he plays guitar. But we just jumped right into it. Our first gig was like 3 hours long at the Boulder County Fair, and we felt so naked up there. But
It was crazy.
but our fans came to see us, and they were just like, "You guys sound awesome." I kind of can't really tell that there's a piece gone. And what we realized at that point was that our main strength, our bread and butter had always been our vocals.
The two of you together.
Harmonizing together. It's what we've been
Which
doing.
is amazing. by the way.
Thank you. And it's what we've been doing our whole lives. And when we became a three-piece, it created the space on top of which the vocals were just, it was like the vocals and then the high guitar, low bass, and drums, and then the vocals.
Well, it also caused us to
Get better.
as a three-piece, get better for one, but
Well, there's less instruments to hide behind.
yes. So
Exactly.
you can imagine whereas there were four people before, you can kind of hide behind at least something.
If you make a mistake, there's another guitar to pick
Yes.
you up.
Right.
Yeah.
But we quickly realized, wow, in order to make these songs interesting, we need to fill those spaces with vocals.
With what we got, which was
so.
vocals.
I mean, pretty much, it's not uncommon for us to sing an entire song, word for word in harmony.
Are you standing in the shadow, hiding from your cancer? Have you lost your way? Do you feel alone?
Many people will just say that it sounds more than a three-piece because it's like, you can have a four-piece band, but it's one singer.
It's almost like two instruments at that point.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And the way that our voices blend together and the bandwidth that they take up, it's almost like having like a big fat organ in the middle of it. So we take up a lot of bandwidth. So I guess it started to make sense that the three-piece worked better for our vocals.
Right.
So you guys like being a three-piece.
We
Oh,
love
yeah,
it,
man.
We love it.
Love it. But
It's-
we also have the advantage of having a ton of musician friends here in Colorado that join us at just about every gig. Some 1 to 50 friends will show up at a gig that are singers, percussionists, guitar players, horn players, keyboardists, and so we definitely we bring in other elements just to kind of like keep things fresh and bring in new energies.
But it's nice to be able to, as a three-piece, there's no gig that we cannot play. It's like from dance party gig to a small acoustic set. It's like we're not worried about being three.
You got all the luck today. I'm here to send you home. I'm delivering your soul today. In a limit to the price you'll pay. I'm delivering your soul.
Well, last Friday we released our 3-song EP that we've been working on since last spring, and really excited about this music. It's kind of it's our next step in our evolution, and you can find it on iTunes and on our website, somethingunderground.com. And then that pushes us into what we're doing now, which is recording a new album with one of the producers from the 3-song EP that helped us out. His name is Elon Morrison, and he's a brother, and we're so excited to be working with him. This is it's a new era for our band, so that's what we're doing currently. And we're looking forward to a big New Year's Eve at the Soiled Dove Underground, and it's just going to be a big blowout party.
Massive community gathering, guests, surprises, incredible bands playing with us. Just high energy, fun to bring in the new year to celebrate, just to come together.
Yeah, and the Soiled Dove Underground, and have you been there before?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just think it's hands down
It's
one of the
great.
best venues, best sounds.
It's a Brett Dowling
Yeah.
room. He put in the guy that does sound at Red Rocks and a million other rooms here in Colorado. He's the one that put in that sound.
It's very homey.
Yeah.
there, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it feels like
Yep.
home.
Every
anytime
seat
you're there.
is close to the stage. It's in the round, so it's like the old Greek style.
It's very cool.
Yeah,
And that's on New Year's Eve.
on New Year's Eve, December
yep.
31st.
And I think they've made some, packages for people if they want to stay in hotels right there, so you don't have
Yeah.
to drive. Because nobody wants to drive on New Year's Eve.
And it's out of the mix of like downtown Denver, so you're avoiding kind of like all the,
Mayhem.
some
Yeah.
of the mayhem
Yes.
that like
Yeah.
could or may happen.
Yeah.
Not to say Denver's a bad place to be, but it's we've never played New Year's at the Soiled Dove. We played a lot of shows there, and I feel like the energy that we'll bring and what they provide and just all the people coming together. It's just a really beautiful way to usher in a new year. 2012.
I was going to say not just a year. It's
2012. It's a big year for everybody. Yep.
yeah.
So, the new album will be dropping in 2012.
The spring of
Yeah.
2012.
Yep.
Yep. And we recorded all of it right here. And that's kind of a new thing for us, at least in the way that we went about it this time.
There's so many signs around us. If you read the writing on the earth with fire, the devils of the world and all their fighting flies. I'm the chosen one. I am safe.
This place really is a dream come true for us, and we've been
Serves
here for,
many purposes.
been here for 6 years, and now somewhat serves as kind of a community gathering spot. We like to do these these gatherings, these parties, these events, jam sessions, and as you can imagine, it's pretty easy for us to just turn it into a space where people gather and play music and connect. And at this point, I would guess that there's been thousands of people
Thousands
through the door, and countless introductions from people to people. And we're so thrilled that people meet here, and our good friends meet our other good friends, and we meet new people every time. And we feel so fortunate and blessed to have this place, and we feel in a sense that it's really kind of our duty to use it, you know,
And to share it.
To share it. So, you know, not a day goes by that I don't wake up here and feel so happy to be here.
I'll take you away, I'm delivering your soul today. In a limit to the price you'll pay. I'm delivering your soul.
So now it's become part of who we are and why we exist. I mean, I just can't imagine it any other way. Our first 5 years, we were very much like sheltered. We were in a basement in a townhouse in Westminster, you know, and we kind of just kept to ourselves, played shows to ourselves, and all of a sudden we moved to Denver and got this warehouse, and it just kind of, everything just started to fall into place, and we really felt and saw how magical and important it is to bring people into the fold and really just kind of like spread the energy, spread the...
And to support the community that is around us.
And
you
that
know,
supports us hugely.
You know, and they really, you know, it's totally true that like when you put that out, it comes back, you know, 10 times, you know, over. And, you know, having the support of the community of musicians means the world.
Listen to me, I know what you need. He has chosen me to lead. Listen to me, I know what you need. So get down on your knees and see.
We're really proud to be from Denver and be a part of the scene and really feel it. You know, it's a really amazing city, amazing scene, incredible talent. You know,
Well, and the media totally supports it too. I mean, WKRP Radio, I mean, it's what you guys do. You guys put people together, you bring them on, you expose them to other people. I mean,
Your soul today, in a minute to the price you'll pay. I'm delivering your soul. I'm delivering your soul today. I'm delivering your soul today.
first I'd like to thank you. We would like to thank you for bringing us here.
WKRP
Yeah.
Radio.
Yep.
It's been so incredible. I mean, honestly, the things that you guys say in our name and the way that we've been, I don't know, represented by you and Trevor, it's incredible and very, very humbling. So thank you.
But we are also humbled. But,
Right on.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, we'd like to thank, you know, anyone and everyone who has ever supported us and supports us now.
Got awesome, incredible friends and fans that are just relentlessly supportive of us and give us energy every time we go anywhere.
Yep. They've stuck with us, and we will stick with them. You know.
And they can always reach us through our website, somethingunderground.com. If they hit the contact button and they send an email, it goes to all of us, and we always respond. As well as our Facebook page,
Reverb
Nation.
page, which, you know, has got a ton of our music. I mean, really, if you just go to our somethingunderground.com
links to everything.
site, it would link to everything.
It's got our schedule.
But we are, you know, we are very accessible. We're the ones that answer the emails. You know, we're the ones that pretty much, you know, stay in touch, send our emails, all that. we've done this on our own for quite a while. I wouldn't say on our own, but we've been very much at the center of what happens.
We should, Jim. Thank you,
Yes,
Jim.
yes.
Jim
Big-
Krasaniak, aka
Yep.
Willis. He's been an incredible force in our band for I don't even know how many years at this point.
Few years.
Many years. Jim, funny story about Jim. He lived underneath one of those storage shelves for
Those shelves over
about a
there.
half a year.
Yeah.
He had a bed and a curtain, and he like literally it was like this much.
That's how much he believes in our band.
That's right.
So, he's been instrumental in our progress over the past couple of years, and we really like to thank him for that.
Rob and Rebecca Gordon,
Yes, Rob and Rebecca Gordon,
who have
long time friends, influenced us in ways
opened
that
our
you
minds
can't imagine.
now. Open our minds in incredible ways.
You know, of course, our family, with which we wouldn't exist, and
And Trevor Mariotti and his whole family, his parents, his wife Anita, who she's just a rock, you know. She's the reason that he's available to do it, that he can do it, and then he continues to be supported to do it. And their three kids who are practicing how to become band members and roadies and perform. Like, I wish we had a video just to show you of what they do, but yeah,
but yes, we are grateful to all.
Grateful to all. And of course, Mother Earth.
Yes.
Mother Earth for providing us with this heaven in Colorado.
No doubt.
Denver, all the musicians here. Yep, we're some lucky people.
Thank
Thank you, everyone. Much love always. And of course, peace.
She's on fire. She's burning me alive. She's on fire, 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 fire. I can't get her off my mind. Verse 1. She rolls around in a Volkswagen bug. Get gasolina in the trunk. It's her designer drug. She wears a black. But it's only for the show because her heart is on fire and she's ready to go. Anywhere, anytime, any place that serves wine. She likes to blame and everything's just fine. So watch out, cause when she's feeling good, the heat is so hot she'll melt the whole neighborhood. She's on fire. She's burning me alive, burning me alive. She's on fire, 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 fire. And I can't get her off my mind. Verse 2, you got a light, she says with a smile. And can you crank the music up? So I turn up the dial. She starts going, the fire's flowing. Before you know it, miss it, everybody glowing. Cause some like it hot, oh, some like it hotter. Ain't nothing putting out these flames, not even the water. So can you dig it, dig it, take the heat. If you're in her kitchen, then you best be on your feet. She's on fire. She's burning me alive, burning me alive. She's on fire, 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 fire. I can't get her off my mind. Bring it down. Centigrade's breaking all the scales. Kelvin isn't hot enough, I think he better bail. Pyrotechnic, fragilistic, expialidocious. She's like that. Come on, girl. Let's get ferocious, now set fire. She's burning me alive, burning me alive. She's on fire, 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 fire. And I can't get her off my mind. Thank you so much.
We are Something Underground, and you are watching Altitude Sports and Entertainment.
Yes.